Welcome to a webinar, the Services-Led Broadband Service Requirements Work Area Overview. We're going to be talking about that, and leading us in this effort is Manuel Paul. Manuel is the Work Area Director for this new Broadband Forum Work Area. He's also with Deutsche Telekom. I think his title, I don't know if this is his official title, is Squad Leader. But he's also president of the board on the board of directors for the Broadband Forum. So this whole idea of this work area is about what the Broadband Forum has been about the last couple of years, which is leading with services for broadband service providers to lead with services and really focus on the best user experience possible. And in his presentation, I'm sure Manuel is going to talk a little bit about what services-led mean and what user experience means. And joining Manuel in our Q&A session will be Craig Thomas, the CEO of the Broadband Forum, and Lincoln Lavoie, who is the chair of the technical committee for the Broadband Forum. So with that, Manuel, would you take it away?
Yeah, many thanks, Ken. Thanks for the introduction. And without any further ado, I would like to get started. So services-led broadband, service requirements. What is the essence of the new service requirements work area that we are launching? And to start off, it is, first of all, as Ken has already said, not just a single work area, it is about all of BBF. It is about the strategic focus to move beyond connectivity driven to actual services-led broadband. And this shift that we see in the whole ecosystem is addressed by the BBF strategy. So the service requirements focus and the new work, which we have actually structured as part of a BBF work area structure and technical committee update, is actually all part of that. So it's integral to the overall BBF strategy to address intelligent broadband, to address value add on top of connectivity and speed. That is actually where we have looked at the user-centric approach. So what does user-centric mean? There is definitely a technical, and Broadband Forum is a technical industry standards body, right? So we are actually, of course, typically looking at this in a technical sense, but user also means a consumer, an organization, an application that consumes broadband services. So it is not just this narrow technical sense of a subscriber or a residential broadband user, or I think like firsthand people think about when they hear the term user. So user-centric means actually all of the entities that are making use of a broadband network service. And now our focus is on the actual user to ensure that the broadband network meets the requirements and the demand that they have. And this is not so much about like technically at this point, whether there are specific aspects like as said, beyond connectivity and raw speed requirements, but it is about the understanding that broadband serves the end user and needs to be increasingly user aware and application appropriate, as we have been calling it. So that means we are looking at a differentiated experience, a quality of experience, and that differentiates between the consumers behind the connection, as well as certain types of applications in vertical industry scenarios. So now, how does broadband help, and how does the broadband provider come into play? So obviously, the service providers are the ones that are responsible to satisfy the demand, to satisfy the user's needs, and there is this strategic focus, as said, and industry shift to value add, and so to realize the service and service capabilities and how to stay relevant, how to be relevant, satisfying the user needs, and leveraging the evolving technical means to that. A great understanding about the service requirements is needed. So in turn, to address this is where BBF has the wholesome view on three major pillars: the connected user, the provider cloud, and a holistic broadband network architecture that builds the basis and the foundation for the technical capabilities being worked on that make actually a lot of the capabilities of a broadband network and the user satisfaction at the end of the day. So now center stage becomes the services that broadband to focus on the opportunities that the BBF overall and all of the work areas can bring. So service requirements is the newest addition, the new work area. However, the structure overall has been updated. And so the new technical committee structure, we've got the chairman on the call. This is Lincoln Lavoy, our technical committee chair at BBF. So we have updated the structure with now 5 work areas: access, network architecture, connected user, provider cloud, and this structure is complemented by service requirements. The new structure is taking effect by the 2025 spring member meeting. And at this point, all existing work streams and projects continue smoothly and are transitioning into the new structure. So now today's focus, of course, is on what new work and what additional opportunities does service requirements create, the new work area. I would like to jump into the mission scope and deliverables. And that is actually the baseline for the work area and the services-led broadband requirements work that we are scoping out. The mission of the area is to support the overall BBF work. And as in the introduction, we are focusing on user-centric service requirements, which includes broadband service definitions, but also overall innovations, service innovations that are getting in. I actually will say a few more words on the nature of an incubator that the work area is also intending to take. However, different to former innovation activities and innovation initiatives, the scope and also the mission of the work area is to deliver normative, meaning specification deliverables. So it creates normative service requirements and specifications that are applicable across broadband forum domains, meaning the requirements that are getting created are to aid, to help the work, the technical work that is happening in the companion work areas at the broadband forum. There's also a scope on performing studies to aid introducing new services and technologies, doing surveys. Obviously, as the work is contribution driven, the usual starting point is to understand the use case, typically of service providers. Here in this case, we will be carving out the service centricity and user centricity of such use cases. And the work in scope would also allow to go into trials and facilitate experience, exchange of members regarding to such trials or proof of concepts. Now, as said, there is the network operator and service providers that are center stage to bring requirements, to bring problem statements to drive this work. But from the perspective of scope, there is absolutely also an opportunity for the focus on applications and services on top, so that the holistic scope addresses the quality of experience in an end-to-end fashion to satisfy the user's needs. And then just to give a bit of an inspiration, same also the bit of structuring of how the work is going to take place. The work is contribution driven, so it's a regular work area under the Broadband Forum Technical Committee. All existing well-established processes, work processes, and practices apply. And so, again, the essence is that members are in the center stage to drive this work. Service providers are encouraged to lead it, but it is open to all BBF members to progress and to shape this work. I talked about the incubator. So service requirements work is an ideal starting point. Clear service requirements are a clear starting point for subsequent technical work. So some of the work will be actually serving as a starting point for subsequent technical work in technical work areas of the BBF. And there are also well-established liaisons of Broadband Forum with external partner standards developing organizations or industry bodies. And certainly the work area will leverage and will extend such partnerships and collaborations as appropriate. Now, it's not about getting too deep into the technical and BBF internal process at this point. I will be having a chance for members and BBF internal members that are joining to drill deeper into this in a subsequent work area internal call meeting next week. So let's look at some of the candidate work items. And I know interested members have already looked into that and have started reaching out and checking in on what will the new work area tackle. There is a great list of candidate work items. I have added some of them here on the right-hand side. Those candidate work items could be in scope. They are still subject to be driven by membership contributions, and first of all, also then to become an established work item, a project proposal that gets approved by the work area members. So, however, there are exciting topics to be worked on, certainly around service definitions, wholesale services, or managed IoT services. Quality of experience is a natural topic. That is actually where a lot of work is happening and has happened in the BBF. So we can actually foster this with some requirements towards personalized, tailored QS and quality of experience. There's a great drive towards efficiency and automation. In this context of services and service requirements, it is about operation. And that will be another candidate area of your work. And that certainly addresses also already complementary technical work. There's an opportunity to drive security, new voice. So certain types of services that are making use of connectivity have already been worked on and always been part of the so-called triple play mix, but there are evolution and there is innovation in a number of areas. One of the key areas currently very hot in the industry is fixed wireless access. So that is certainly a candidate topic as well, subject to members' interest and drive. And yeah, as said, last but not least, those are non-exhaustive and candidate work items. Sustainability is on the list as well. If you like to join and get involved to drive this work, and it can be by picking up candidate work items, teaming up with other members, or preparing your own proposal. This actual benefit to work with the area is for BBF members. So if you are not a member yet, please join. So join the Broadband Forum, and if you need any help, Rhonda Hire, the membership development manager, is here for you. I've added the contact on the slide, and Rhonda is also on the call today. BBF members actually can directly get involved, and just in case you are new to the BBF, or if just your organization or affiliation has just signed up and you are new on board, you can get an account using your company email address. And right from there, you're ready to navigate to the service requirements work area, which is on the BBF wiki. There's also a mailing list which is up and running at this time, as is for the other newly structured work areas. So the time is right to get involved. Then it's just one more step to get started. The service requirements work area, like all in the new structure, will kick off at the 2025 Spring Hong Kong member meeting. So we are all gearing up for that. And members are very much encouraged to bring in project proposals. As said earlier, I know there is a list of items that members have in mind to get started with. If you have any questions, if you need any feedback or any further help in preparing a project proposal, or just discussing with with regards to the question, is a topic relevant? How do I actually prepare it? How do I contribute? Don't hesitate to get involved. And in order to help with some ideas that have maybe formed or got a little bit more established today on today's call, be very welcome. There's a members internal, so BBF members work area orientation call next week, Monday, February 24th. And that call will actually allow the opportunity, or give the opportunity to get deeper into the actual work process, and will offer the chance to discuss directly and also team up with other interested parties on candidate work items, so that we are bootstrapping the work. I will be happy to help at any time and can be approached on email or available channels. And our goal is, by this additional orientation call, and then with just one more week to go to the BBF member meetings contribution deadline, that we will get proposals coming in, see proposals coming in, and get started pretty much like hitting the ground running then in our March member meeting with this new and exciting work. I hope this introduction has made it very clear and very tangible for you, how you can get involved and why you should get involved with the new Broadband Forum service requirements work area. I do thank you very much for your attention, and I would like to hand it back to you, Ken, for our Q&A session.